Damn, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 of a best of 3 between SSNSpyte and SSNSmashKAB. If you haven't seen Game 1, go check it out. And I'm going to spoil it in a couple seconds, so you guys, you better go see. The link is in the description, by the way. That's how you're going to find it. And SSNSpyte, despite doing a lot of damage to the Terran mineral line, I have to say his orbital command count kept him in that game. Even though he was 20 harvesters to 90 harvesters, he still had like a significant higher income than the Zerg player. And because she couldn't seal the deal, she really started to lag behind as he started to do a lot of damage with his army. We saw a beautiful nuke that saved him from a lot of broodlords. We saw a lot of snipes that killed a lot of broodlords, also killed infestors. And just a great overall build and play style from SmashKAB. He played it pretty well. Other than a few run-bys that really shouldn't have happened, I'd say he played really strong. And really, yeah, no, that game went the way it did for a reason. And we'll see how Game 2 goes. This map is not in the ladder pool. It's Dual Sight or Daybreak or something like that. Guys, help me out with the map name. I've seen this map a couple times, but I don't remember what it's called. I think it's Dual Sight, but I'm not sure if that's right. So I'm saying that right now. I always think these watchtowers look like something from Tron. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, I'd like to see if the play style is going to be the same as last from SmashKAB, because in Game 1 he double expanded. And this looks like deja vu, stealing that gas, which is not a big deal because on one gas geyser you can still go factory tech. And we will see the first Marine coming out to take out that extractor. And Critter coming in to spy. It looks looks like a Zerg unit, doesn't it? Looks like this is whispering secrets to SSNSpyte. But anyway, this map is much shorter than the last one, the rush distance. And I'd be curious to see if we see that same aggressive double expanding from SmashKAB. And it looks like we might, because the playstyle so far, like the build order, looks exactly the same. And we'll know for sure if we see a factory and then a second command center. I'd like to see him build the second command center a little farther back though, because Spyte did see it last time. It was part of his wall, and when she harassed the front with a Ling, she did manage to see it. I can't click on this goat. That's not a real critter. I can't. Weird, because I can click on the critter that's here. Yeah, see? The Scantipede, or whatever he's called. The scantily clad pede. Anyway, so in between games, I blowed my nose, so it should be good. And we should be fine on that regard. Unfortunately, I'm still a terrible caster, so there's that. But we will see. There it is, the second command center right away, and I don't know if it'll be spotted, to be honest. It is far enough away from that extractor that the extractor doesn't see it, and the extractor doesn't get full vision until it's finished anyway. There are no Marines at this front door to defend against those Lings because they are both plugging away at that extractor. And a single Ling sitting here, two Lings sitting here, patiently waiting to block an expansion. And we do see Roach Warren and Spinecrawler. This game is looking so much like Game 1. I love the look of the shattered blocks here sitting around the gas geyser. I think that's so cool. Over here as well. Coolio! Ha! Oh, this game is so cool. I am a StarCraft whore. We do have 2 Hellions out, and they will be able to clear out that Ling, hopefully. This is the one that I imagine will be used to expand with, because it's closer to the drop point. Will we see this one take off? I don't know. We're going to see it turn into an orbital, hopefully, soon. Soon. Is it going to be an orbital? I don't know. It's not doing anything with it. Makes me sad. You got those two Hellions crossing the map, two Marines chilling here. This was the one that's going to lift off. This is the one that's going to be an orbital. That could have been done a little bit faster. SmashKAB, hope you're listening. And he will be out here with his Hellions. He's got a lot to think about, though, a lot to multitask with. But who doesn't in StarCraft, right? So 3 bases for Spyte now. And all we have in terms of tech is that Roach Warren. Do we have the hatchery morphing yet? No, we do not. We don't even have a second gas geyser anywhere. So it will just be the one gas geyser until we morph the hatch, I think. And we're just seeing two harvesters in the geyser, so that's good. I always liked that patch that introduced the count. You know, where you could click on the geyser and see how many workers were in it. Excellent patch, excellent patch. That, oh god, that Hellion is going to die a horrible death. And we do have overlords here, and nothing has spotted this orbital command yet. We do have a lot of roaches crossing the map, and we don't have a bunker yet. This could be bad. Oh my god. Okay, so I mean, at the very least, okay, he's gonna fight him with the SCVs. Put that mule back to work. There we go. And with oh my god, there are so many roaches. This is some pretty hardcore early pressure. And another roach coming from the opposite direction. This is not good for SmashKAB. He might have to abandon this natural, and we'll run around here pulling all his SCVs, all his Marines, to try and deal with this head on. He does have a siege tank now. I think that's what he was waiting for. No siege mode. He would just straight up DPS this down, and now he is at a significant harvester disadvantage. And he doesn't have the orbital count to really hang in here like he did the last time. We're seeing the Zerg player way ahead despite the orbitals, and so I know what I said last game, and I wasn't calling balance. It was really the orbital count that made that difference late game. But early in the game like this, 2 orbital commands is not enough to put him ahead of the Zerg at such a harvester count disadvantage. It just doesn't work that way. And like I said, it's only late game where it becomes ridiculous. And it's the same for all 3 races, right? You've got the queens who late game injecting on every hatchery. If your injects are perfect on like 5-6 bases, you can spit out such a ridiculous army so fast, it's not even right. And again, late game Protoss, when they've got 4 or 5 nexuses full of chrono, you can get upgrades out in half the time. Like, and I'm talking like, you know, out of 3 forges, plus like late game upgrades like thermal ants or interceptors for carriers, things like that, you know, with, oh my god, it's so deadly. But yeah, and in this case, for the Terran player, it's the economy. So, you know, maybe it's not chrono, they're not getting upgrades out as fast, so what they really have to do is be wise with their units and save up the bank they gain from those mules. And it doesn't really support, it doesn't help their production, because they can't make too much production or they'll blow themselves out. They'll make one big wave of units, and if you lose them by accident, you know, how many times have you wandered a big chunk of units into their death? And you know, mules are not very forgiving for that. If you make too much production and you spend all your money at once, then you're going to regret it when you walk into a siege tank line that you didn't know was there. And I mean, that's all scouting, but it happens to the best of us. And so you really want to keep your production pretty standard and just use those mules to replace your army, not to overstock. So we'll see how this goes. We do see SmashKAB kind of recovering from that attack. He's doing quite well, and he's creeping his production forward, which I really like. It makes a little more sense on this map than it did on the last map. He's creating small chokes for himself, which really help him defend, and we will see a big push here once again. I think the Zerg player is kind of hoping that he has switched into like an anti-roach build, because there are a lot of lings here now. And I think once again, holy shit, how long has the production tab been closed? Yeah, sorry guys, I did not notice that it was, oh my god, that was a mistake. So we do have infestors, we do have burrow on the way, we do have ground weapons and armor on the way, and banelings as well. So we're gonna see infestor play rather than muta play, which is I think a wise choice on Spyte's behalf, because look at all these missile turrets that are there for nothing now that there's no Muta in play. And definitely choosing to defend this base with Marines rather than missile turrets, which is a good choice. I mean, why build the static defense when you have the mobile defense to defend? And just kind of really ramping up his production here. Going back to the income tab, I want to see where people are at. 57 to 70 harvesters, so SmashKAB has managed to catch up quite nicely. I think Spyte has chosen to stop droning in favor of producing army for a little while. And there's a single baneling here. And we will see an engagement here. A couple lings going down. These Marines need to pull back because they are by themselves without siege tank support. Siege tanks are doing a lot of damage to this ground army. We see infestors pushing forward. SmashKAB going to try to hang on here. Lots of lings, infested Terran going forward. We see very little fungal growth from this situation. The siege tank net goes back so far. Siege tanks will support this army here, preventing the infested Terran from doing too much damage. They will manage to get one barracks, I believe. Yes, the barracks does go down. And we have burrowed infestors right outside SmashKAB's base. If he went out there, they'd be free for him. He has no idea they're there, though. And SmashKAB needs to get over there. He needs to defend this base because he needs to land it. And here he comes. He's coming out with all his stuff. Oh my god, banelings being morphed. He knows the banelings are there, though, because he has the scans. He will focus fire all of those banelings down. Now getting engaged by lings without siege tank support. This is bad. And he needs to siege up back here. He does siege up. There are infestors underground, though, spitting out infested Terran, losing more tanks, more Marines coming out of the production for SmashKAB. He will be defending this quite well. He needs to back up, though. He does not want to fight infested Terran with money units. Energy is more cost-effective than money. And we do see a siege tank wandering into infested Terran. Not a good thing for that siege tank. And I don't know where the infestors are. There they are. We're seeing a painful count of infestors here. He does manage to see them getting right on top of the infestors here. He needs another scan, though. He does scan. He's getting a lot of infestors for free. Lings coming in on top of those lings, on top of those Marines, trying to land the command center, but cannot. And his Marines are in trouble. Supporting them with more. He needs to move his siege tanks up a bit because he's having trouble dealing with this and landing his command center. He is behind right now. This base is up. Spyte will be starting to saturate this. She's got one drone kind of just sitting there. That is a mistake. This command center becoming very soft, moving a couple siege tanks forward. This is what he needed to do all along. And we're seeing another egg pop for more infested Terran. Woohoo. Love the tentacles coming out of their mouth. And lots of siege tanks here up on the high ground, and they will be helping land these bases here. He needs to move his tanks up even a little bit farther. These ones need to come forward because the back of the line is not in range. And a couple, this is so frustrating for SmashKAB. Lots of siege tanks shooting at lots of lings, and we will see all those lings go down because, oh no, banelings hitting the SCV line, but not all of the SCVs go down, not even close. And we will see this command center finally land. But these infestors, oh my god, missed the mark. The command center can land, but the SCVs are actually what's in the way now. And finally cleaning up all those infestors, which is a big deal for Spyte. That's not good at all. The supply count is 105 to 115. We are seeing a planetary fortress come out, as well as weapons 1, and that greater spire is finally on its way. 3 infestors more, 24 lings, and more upgrades for all her units. And over here we do have that armory for SmashKAB. We have infantry upgrades coming out, which is very vital in this situation. We've got an Overlord here spotting everything. The Marines will come to destroy that. I don't know how long it's been there because I didn't see it either. And missile turrets going up around here, preparing for that late game air army that kind of always shows up. So Spyte has put on some great harass upon SmashKAB, but you know, dealing with it pretty well, I'd say, to the best of his abilities. And those missile turrets, you know, they're good against air, but they also double as detection against the infestors to stop them from doing that burrowed play that we just saw them doing over and over and over again, which is extremely frustrating for any player. Even if you're Zerg, playing against another Zerg, infested Terran can just cause so much trouble. So, this game is going into the 20-minute mark. We'll see how the game, you know, evolves from here. I'm going to take a drink. From the Zerg player, we do have all her gas saturated, I believe, which is indicative of broodlords, of course. and we will see her slowly saturate this. It's not as saturated as I'd like to see it. 8 broodlords on their way. I don't know where they are though. Kind of at the hatcheries they come out of. I don't know where the rest of them are though. There's some there. And we've got banelings, lings, and infestors. We do have a marine squadron over here taking out a hatchery. This is not a good decision by SmashKAB because he needs those marines. And even if he kills a hatchery, which he did, it's not worth the marine count, I don't think. He's going to need it for the anti-air here. More marines going down for free. You know, without the support of siege tanks, marines are just going to die not cost effectively. You can't push without your siege tanks unless you're going to be able to get away. If you can't get away with your marines, don't do it because you need that army size. Beating Zerg is not about replacing your units faster, it's about being cost effective when you kill. And I think that was the mistake here. I don't see SmashKAB able to defeat this. We see a fungal growth going down on those marines. Those marines will go down to lings. Just the fungal growth by themselves, hell. This is not a good situation for SmashKAB. We do have some Vikings out actually, and the Vikings will be able to do a lot of damage here, but we will see fungal growth on them, I think. Here we go, yep. And so we will see, once the fungal goes down, a bunch of infested Terran underneath those Vikings will actually kill this PF, will kill the Marines. He can't engage this anymore because of the infested Terran. Siege tanks doing the best they can, cleaning up actually almost all the lings. A bunch of Marines on the ground still. The infested Terran are creating support for the broodlords. We do have Thor out now, which is a big deal, but SmashKAB does have to tap out after losing this expansion. And yes, I think SmashKAB would have been fine if he had all those, think of it, all those Marines that he had here that died for free, and all the Marines that were here that died for free. If they were in this army, like, he came so close. All that's left is broodlords and like a few infestors. This is what's left. We've got 3 broodlords and 6 infestors. That's all that's left. And with, you know, 40 more Marines, he would have been in good shape, I think. But I don't know. You guys tell me. Let's go to game 3.